Amalaki Kadashi today. It's a very auspicious day. It's also the disappearance day of Madhavendra Puri. So I'd like to welcome all the devotees, and I'd like to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can glorify this wonderful, wonderful devotee. He had a huge role in the parampara. And wanted to also inform everybody that we've had the great news today that we've secured the property, the place of worship in Coulsdon. So now the hard work really starts. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, thank you, congratulations, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all your blessings, your support. It's been quite a journey over the last 6-7 weeks, but we got there. But of course, now the real work starts. So
definitely, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Naniben. You've been instrumental in so much we've been doing without your help.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, without your help, actually.
No. Lots of people help there. You, Mataji, everybody works so hard.
Yeah, and it's been an incredible journey.
Well done.
Yeah, and it's a very auspicious day today. In fact, we were looking at the muruts for such activities, and today was regarded to be one of the best days. So really, the Lord has given us great blessings and opportunity to serve Him. So let's hope we can be worthy of such an opportunity. And we shall try. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Fantastic. So let's talk through this glorious personality. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's described Jai Shri Madhaval Puri Krishna Prema Pura Bhakti Kalpatarura Tenho Prathama Ankura.
Shall I read?
Yes, please.
All glories to Sri Madhavendra Puri, that storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. He is the desired tree of devotional service, and it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified.
Wonderful. Yes. This is such a phenomenal statement about this devotee. It is in him the seed of devotion first fructified. This is a really important comment, and we'll see what that means a little bit later on. So, Srila Madhavendra Puri. Before Lord Chaitanya appeared, he sent his eternal associates like Advaitacharya, Jagannath Mishra, his father, Satyamata, his mother, Madhavendra Puri, his grand spiritual master, Ishwara Puri to earth. And Madhavendra Puri appeared in the 14th century. He took his initiation from Lakshmipati Tirtha in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. And he also, he is also highly revered by Vallabhacharya, Pushtimag. So Pushtimag also look at Madhavendra Puri closely in terms of his instructions. Madhavendra Puri, he was a sannyasi. He had many disciples. And look at the disciple list. Nityananda Prabhu. That's extraordinary. He was the guru of Nityananda. Advaitacharya. And we have to remember who these personalities are. Nityananda is none different from Balaram. Advaitacharya is none different from Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And Madhavendra Puri was the spiritual master of them. So we can see the status of this incredible personality. Ishwara Puri was his disciple. And Ishwara Puri was the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In one way or another, all Vaishnavas in Bengal, in Jagannath Puri, and Vrindavan, more or less, are connected with Madhavendra Puri. He's such an important personality. He was completely absorbed in his love for Krishna. He would chant loudly and sang the names and glories of the Lord without thinking of the time or the place. Sometimes in his ecstasy, he didn't know whether it was day or night. Sometimes he laughed, sometimes he wept, sometimes he danced wildly, and sometimes he fell to the ground unconscious. So these are all the signs of a great, great Vaishnav. He took absolutely no interest in anything not connected with Krishna. And for fear of talking about anything other than the Lord, he always lived without a companion. So he was always alone. But engaged in bhakti constantly. He would eat only if somebody offered him food. Otherwise, he would simply fast. So this is going even beyond. Normally, the sadhus in Vrindavan or in Bengal, they would beg madhukari, and whatever they got from the first 5 houses, they would eat. But Madhavendra Puri, he wouldn't even do that. If somebody offered him food, he would eat. So he's had some incredible pastimes, which we can share. After an extensive pilgrimage of Bharat Bhumi, Madhavendra Puri was in Vrindavan, wandering from grove to grove, constantly fainting in ecstasy, remembering Radha Krishna's sweet Vrindavan pastimes. Now, if we have to remember, this time, pretty much everything was lost in Vrindavan. There was nothing really left. Time had destroyed everything, pretty much. But the ecstasy of a devotee is, even when there's nothing there, he feels the presence of the Lord constantly, and especially in places like Vrindavan. And Krishna, of course, he reciprocates with Madhavendra Puri's pure love. So what happened? Once at Govind Kund in Govardhan, this is quite a famous kund, we'll see it in a minute, I think. Madhavendra Puri was fasting, meditating, and suddenly a beautiful cowherd boy, Gopal, came with a pot of milk and placed it before Madhavendra. Please drink the milk I have brought you, the boy said. So this is Govinda Kund. It's beautifully done up now. And devotees often bathe here to get the mercy of Madhavendra Puri. Seeing the beauty of the boy, Madhavendra Puri became satisfied in his mind. And hearing these sweet words, he forgot all hunger and thirst. Then within an instant, the boy left the place. Madhavendra Puri's heart was filled with wonder. Later, he realized who the boy actually was, Lord Krishna himself. So this is a wonderful picture, painting done by devotee, glorifying Madhavendra Puri. Krishna is there with the giving something to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri felt sad. He didn't recognize Krishna, and he started searching for the Lord. However, he couldn't find him. Soon afterwards, the same cowherd boy appeared to him in a dream, and he revealed to him that he, as the Gopal deity, was buried nearby under some bushes. So long time before, when the Mohammedans were attacking the holy places, a priest had hid this deity from those Mohammedan soldiers. Gopal said, "For many days I have been observing you, and I have been wondering, when will Madhavendra Puri come to serve me? Now that you have come, please unearth the Gopal deity, which is none other than my very self." So this is really nice. Out of intense love, Madhavendra Puri excavated the Gopal deity with the cooperative assistance of the Brijbasis. So this was the mood of Madhavendra Puri. He would love to engage the devotees, Brijbasi, so many others. And then they celebrated Gopal's installation with great happiness. And this is actually described in some detail in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. The way Madhavendra Puri glorified Gopal They bathed him and they offered him huge uncooked offerings. And it was like the way Madhavendra Puri organized it was extraordinary. He actually showed us how to run a temple. So from different villages, every day, for example, the offerings would be made for Gopal. So every village would take a turn to offer uncooked offerings to the Lord. So for 2 years, these every day there was a different village would come and make an offering. So on the day of the installation itself, there was a huge bathing ceremony. Madhavendra Puri, he bathed because Gopal had been underground for many, many years. So they bathed him with so much water and milk and yogurt, honey, ghee. It was a glorious, glorious occasion because the Lord himself came to Madhavendra Puri, please start worshiping me. And you can see here the Ankut offerings. On that particular day, it was a magnificent festival. And then every single day, on a 2-year rota basis, they would do the arti, the Ankut offerings. So actually, we're thinking about this on similar lines. Of course, nothing compared to Madhavendra Puri. But for the new temple, we're thinking when we open, we will try to engage the devotees 3 times a day. So morning, noon time, and evening time. So the temple would be open minimum 3 times a day during the weekdays, and then hopefully all day, Saturday, Sunday. And different devotees will get the opportunity to come. Morning, noon, evening, come, offer arti, offer some bhoga, and get involved, enjoy worshiping the Supreme Lord. And in that way, we open the temple for others as well. And it becomes quite an active temple in the community. So Madhavendra Puri built an exquisite temple for Gopal, and he arranged for lavish, loving daily worship. I have accepted your service, said Gopal, because of your ecstatic love for me. So we want to also try to cultivate this love for Krishna so that he engages us in his service and he becomes pleased. Due to the oppressive reign of Aurangzeb, this original Gopal deity known as Srinathji was moved from 1669 to Nathwar, Rajasthan, and is worshipped with great love and pomp. So this is the Pushti Marg. They're worshipping now Srinathji, and they worship him in great opulence. We've had the great fortune to visit there once, many, many years ago. And I remember the enthusiasm of the devotees to get into the temple. And then seeing the arti ceremony, having darshan of the devotees and the deity of Gopal. It was fascinating. So this is Gopal, beautiful deity. So he's like holding up Govardhan. So this is the deity in Nathwar. Gopal ji ki jai, Srinath ji ki jai. And he's truly worshipped with great pomp, as he should be. So there's another pastime. Gopal had so much interaction with Madhavendra Puri. So one time, to test Madhavendra Puri his love still further for Gopal, he came to Gopal in a dream, and he asked him to bring special kind of sandalwood from, it was, I think, Malayan sandalwood from Jagannath Puri to cool his body down. Because he'd been underground for such a long time, he became very hot. He was feeling hot from being buried in the jungle for so many years. And this sandalwood is well known for its soothing, cooling effect. Delighted with this chance to serve his dear Lord, Madhavendra Puri set off on foot And it's not a small distance, right? From Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri is a long way. 800-mile journey to Jagannath Puri. Along the way, he stopped first in Chantipur and then in Remuna at the temple of Gopinath. And this is the glory of Madhavendra Puri. Wherever he went, he had so much reciprocation with the deities. So this deity of Gopinath also showed him special favor. So let's have a look at this. So every day in this temple, the priest would offer 12 pots of kheer. And it was the most delicious sweet rice in the world. And it still is. I haven't had the great fortune of going there, but I've heard how devotees glorify this sweet rice. So Madhavendra Puri, he had heard about this delicious sweet rice. And he was standing before the deity of Gopinath. And he wanted to taste, to try a little bit. Not for his own sense enjoyment, but he wanted to try it so that he can make it for Gopal, his own deity. This is the beauty of devotees. They don't want anything for themselves. This is quite a hard mood to cultivate because we are so engrossed in our own sense enjoyment. Yes, Naniven?
Yes, Prabhuji. Where is this Gopinath temple?
This is Remuna. This is in Orissa.
Gopinath.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Orissa.
All right.
I remember inquiring when I was in Jagannath Puri to go to Gopinath, but it was a little too far away. But definitely it's worth a trip to make one day.
Okay.
Maybe the next trip. So he realized, oh, I've made a blunder. Why did I think even like this? It's Gopinath's bhoga that they will offer. I should have no right to. He immediately checked his thought and he felt he had committed a great offense, sin, by wanting to eat what was being offered to the Lord. So he without saying a word to anybody, Madhavendra Puri left the temple, repenting deeply for his offense. He thought it was an offense. And he just went to the marketplace and he was just chanting and regretting his thought process. Now, what happened? Gopinath was put to rest. He was sleeping, like all deities are put to rest in the temple. They take rest. But Gopinath, he came to the dream of one of the priests, one of the Brahmin priests. And he said, please get up. Open the door to the temple. You will find a pot of sweet rice I have kept for Madhavendra. Take it to him. He is in the marketplace. So you can just imagine this dream, this priest. He must have been thinking, what's going on? Gopinath's come to me in a dream and telling me all these things. But he had some faith. He had some faith in the dream. So he had a shower and he went to the altar thinking that something's happening here. This priest found the pot. He didn't wake up the deities, but he looked behind the altar and he saw the pot of sweet rice. He was amazed. How is this even possible? The Gopinath has stolen the sweet rice. Of course, it was offered to him, so it's not stolen, he says anyway. But he's famously known as Shir Chor Gopinath because of this pastime. So he took it, he remembered the dream, he took the sweet rice to the marketplace and he was shouting because he didn't know who Madhavendra Puri was. He was screaming, Madhavendra Puri, I have something for you. Please come and take this pot of sweet rice. The Lord Gopinath, he stole it for you. You are the most fortunate person in the world. So at some point, Madhavendra Puri heard this and he was ecstatic. He was amazed. What happened? He came before the priest who explained to him what happened. He had a dream and this rice was kept by the Lord for him. So with ecstatic love, he accepted, he ate the sweet rice that the Lord, but he didn't eat it just like that. Like we gulp the prasad down our thoughts. I do anyway. Not the right way to honor prasad. He would take it very slowly, and he would have just constantly tears flowing down his eyes, especially in this case because the Lord reciprocated with his desire. Not just that though, because he knew the Lord had touched that clay pot to steal that sweet rice. So bit by bit, every day, he would eat a little bit of that clay pot as well. Because that's the Lord's prasad as well. Lord had touched it. So this is a really amazing pastime. To this day, the deity in the temple at Remuna is known as Shir Chor Gopinath, the deity who stole sweet rice. And this is the deity in this temple. Shir Chor Gopinath ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
We have this big deity of, it's not Sir Chor, Sir means the head, it's Khir Chor.
Kirchhoff.
Chor
Yeah,
Gopinath.
yeah. Good.
So
Yeah,
we
thank you.
have this big
Kirchhoff,
deity
yeah.
in our Toronto temple.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Yes.
Very
Who
good.
are the Prabhuji? Who are the other deities?
Krishna. This Gopal, there's another Krishna. This is the Gopinath.
Yeah, the old Krishna. Look
And-
like it. Yeah, with a basuri. Yes, of course.
And different devotees would have worshipped them over time, and they've just come together. And there's Radha and Krishna here.
Yes.
Shaligram is here.
Wow.
Amazing. I must visit this temple one day.
Yes. On a trip. Yes. Orissa.
So then Madhavendra, he continued his journey. He hadn't finished his mission yet, which was set by Gopal. So he continued his journey to Jagannath Puri. And he had developed a reputation. Everybody realized this was a great soul. The word spread about Madhavendra Puri, especially after this pastime with Gopinath. So when he reached Puri, the king himself honored Madhavendra Puri, and he gave him everything he wanted. 82 pounds of Malayan sandalwood. That's a lot of sandalwood. And he gave him men, he gave him money to pay the tolls on his journey. And even then, there were so many other challenges, thieves, sheer weight of what he was carrying. But he set off on his return journey. He's very determined. Again, he arrived at Remuna. And this time, of course, he was really well honored by the priests because they realized this is a special soul. If Gopinath can steal for him, what sort of person is he? So what happened? Again, Gopal reciprocated with Gopinath, with Madhavendra. As he slept that night, his own deity, Gopal deity, appeared in a dream and said, Madhavendra Puri, there is no difference between my body and Gopinath's body. They are one and the same. Therefore, if you smear the chandan on his body, you will also be smearing it on my body. So this is the beauty of the Lord. He will see, he will make us try, make the effort, but he doesn't want to see us struggle. So similarly, he didn't want Madhavendra Puri to take all this chandan all the way to Vrindavan, 800 kilometers or miles. It's a long distance. So the Lord said, don't worry, just do the Gopi Chandan on Gopinath's body. So this is what happens every year for, I think, nearly a month. Every year, this Gopi Chandan is smeared in the summer months on the bodies of the deities to keep them cool. And to this day, this festival is observed. This is Gopinath in Srinathji in Nathwar. You can see he's such a glorious deity, beautiful. And he's the one who ordered Madhavendra Puri, please, I want this sandalwood to cool my body. And in Vrindavan, Radha Shyam Sundar, this happens April time. They cover them with sandalwood. This is Krishna Balaram, completely covered. And devotees spent days and days making this sandalwood paste. They're just grinding the sandalwood. And they have a lot of sandalwood to grind. And Gaunitai as well. So this is in the Krishna Balaram temple. And this is in Mayapur. Lord Nrsimhadev is also completely covered. As is Radha Madhav, all the main deities will be covered. Very beautiful. So Lord Jagannath gave direct instructions to King Indradumna to perform this festival. Smearing the body of the Lord with ointments is an act of devotion. And the best of ointments is sandalwood paste. Since the month of Vaishak is very hot in Bharat, the cooling effect of sandalwood is very pleasing to the Lord. Chandan Yatra. Yes, same. Absolutely. Yes, Nariman. Sandalwood paste is applied all over the body of Jagannath, leaving only his two eyes visible. The Utsav Murtis, the functional deities, the Vijay Utsav, are taken on procession and are placed in a boat in Narendra Pokhari, temple pond. So this also happens in Vrindavan, it happens in Mayapur. This is supposed to be one of the most ecstatic festivals. And I think it happens in Mauritius as well. I remember Karuna was telling us and showed us many pictures of this festival taking place. Is that right, Karuna?
Yes, Prabhu.
Maybe this year was the first time, right?
Yeah, the temple which is being constructed now, they had a pond in front and then they did it.
Fantastic. Yeah, very good. Very good. To commemorate this festival, Lord Chaitanya also carried water sports with his devotees. So this might be the Mauritian one. Oh, this is somewhere else. Can't remember now. Oh, no, this is Jagannath Puri. This is in Jagannath Puri. Yeah. Okay, in Jagannath Puri, Gauranga showed an intense mood of separation from Krishna, and it began. Oh, Naniben, do you have a question?
No problem. It must be
Okay.
from this time.
Okay.
I will lower the hand. Okay.
It
Next one.
begins. That's okay. Begins with a single verse spoken by Madhavendra Puri, his Param Guru. So, this is the beauty of Madhavendra Puri. This is one verse he wrote. No, he wrote many, but this verse really gets Lord Chaitanya into this mood of separation from Krishna. So let's recite this. Ai dina dayadra natha he mathura natha kadovalokshya se hedam tyada loka kataram daita brahmyati kim karomi aham.
I can read. Translation. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Madurai, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now?
This is what gets him going. Krishnadas Kaviraj, he says, so this verse was from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela. And this chapter 4 has a lot of detail about Madhavendra Puri. It's worth reading this. There's a lot of verses in that chapter. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj says that as a diamond Kastuba jewel is the most precious amongst all rare, valuable jewels, this shlok is the Ras Kavya, the best verse in the entire treasury of Ras poetry. Actually, this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani herself. It was Radha's pathetic cry to Shyamasundar, who had gone to Vrindavan, leaving her alone, desperate in Vrindavan. Radharani's mercy brought this same verse from the mouth of Madhavendra Puri. So you can see the position of Madhavendra Puri. Radharani spoke through him this verse, and it brought so much ecstasy into the heart of Lord Chaitanya. So the impact of Madhavendra Puri. Before Madhavendra Puri appeared, this typical succession of Madhavacharya had been full of ritualistic ceremonies, and it still is. If we go to Udupi, for example, where his main mutt is, they follow the original teachings of Madhavacharya. They do the deity worship very beautifully, full of many, many wonderful ceremonies. Yeah. But they might, the danger is, of course, that it might become a little bit ritualistic without any, perhaps, love for God. But what Madhavendra Puri did, he was the first successor of Madhavacharya to exhibit the symptoms of love of Godhead. The tree of devotional service to Lord Krishna sprouted in him. This is the seed that we were talking about right at the beginning, the verse that we read from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And later, it grew tall and broad in Chaitanya, in Lord Chaitanya, the incarnation of Krishna for this age of quarrel. Himself a disciple of Madhavendra Puri's disciple, Ishwara Puri, Lord Chaitanya spread devotional service throughout Bharat and ordered his disciples to spread devotional service to every town and village in the world, which is achieved by our own, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Radha Krishna worship. At his life's end, Madhavendra Puri was deeply absorbed in conjugal love for Krishna. In great ecstasy, he repeatedly uttered a famous verse beginning with the lines, "O my Lord, O most merciful Master, when shall I see you again?" It is said that this verse was originally spoken by Srimati Radharani herself, the same verse that Gauranga chanted. Before the time of Madhavendra Puri, nearly all devotees worshipped Krishna alone, without his female counterpart, Radharani. So this is before Madhavendra Puri. Krishna was always on his own. But after Madhavendra Puri introduced conjugal love of God into spiritual life, more and more devotees began worshipping Krishna together with his eternal consort, Radha. So he began this Radha Krishna worship because he was in pure love of Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So he could initiate this worship of Radha and Krishna. This is the glory of Madhavendra Puri. This is what he brought to this sampradaya. And this is why we are very grateful to him, because he is truly amazing Acharya. He's given us Srimati Radharani. So very, very grateful to him for his incredible service to the whole Guru Parampara. So any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to share about Madhavendra Puri? There's so many different pastimes. Hardly we've scratched the surface of his life.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
It's a very exalted devotee, isn't he?
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. I've never heard anything like this before.
I know. He's amazing. He's got so much love for Krishna.
Yeah,
And Krishna would come to him, reciprocate with him.
yeah. Amazing.
He is, yeah.
So, how, I don't know whether you know at what age he passed away? He disappeared?
No, there's very little in terms of his life history, because it's like 6-7 centuries ago. So not that much written about him in
Okay.
terms of what he's done. Yeah.
So, when he was around, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not around because they came before Chaitanya Prabhu,
He
isn't
came
it?
before. He came before. He laid the groundwork. He laid the seed in the ground, which grew into this tree of Chaitanya. And I don't know why I haven't got it, but there's a very nice picture of that, where Chaitanya is like a tree and all these branches come out from him, Nityananda, Advaita. I'll try to find that picture. I've got it somewhere. Very beautiful. But yeah, he set the foundation, Madhavendra Puri. And what he was in his previous life, I'm not sure if it's written anywhere, but I did hear that he's one of the Manjaris, very, very close associate of Radha Krishna. Hence why he has so much love for Radha and Krishna.
Haribol?
Hare Krishna.
I might be a silly question, but it came to my mind. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed Mahamantra from Hare Ram to Hare Krishna. So before that, all these paramparas, did they chant it on the other way around, or what was the chanting did they do?
Yeah, I think generally it was the other way around. But the scriptures, hidden deep in the scriptures, it is given as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. That is also given in the scriptures. But
Okay.
generally they were chanting Ram's name. The reason being Ram came first and then Krishna came. So that's
Okay.
why they would chant Ram first. And also, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality. So to honor him, they would chant his name second. So they would take the shelter of Ram first and then go to Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mood was different. He said, "No, can't wait to chant Krishna's name. Chant it first."
Yeah.
But does it matter if we chant first or the second?
Not so much. I mean, because ultimately, it's only the first mantra that when you chant. Otherwise, it just continues, doesn't it?
So it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, everyone. So in the Kalisandra Upanishad, the Mahamantra is written as Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then that was for the Karma Kandi mantra. So then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he reversed it. He reversed it from Karma Kanda to Mahamantra. So that he turned it as Hare Krishna first. Yeah.
But even before that, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is given as it is as well, as Krishna first. But that's really hard to find in the scriptures. But it is there. It is there. That is originally is like that. Because as you said, Karma Kandas, they want to do it from Ram first.
Yes.
My understanding was that if you chant Hare Krishna first, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said you can chant anywhere, be it whichever place. But if you were to chant the other way around, then you have to be a pure Brahman. So I thought we shouldn't chant with Hare Ram, Hare Ram. That's what's my understanding, and that's what I've understood for last so many years.
Might well be, yeah. Of course, before we do anything, we chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. So that eliminates any question of offenses to
of course
names. But yeah,
sometimes sometimes it doesn't matter how we chant, because the dacoit, he chanted Mara Mara Mara. Bhatnagar chanted Mara Mara Mara. Finally, he came to Ram Ram Ram.
Yeah.
So if we know it, we don't do it on purpose. But people who don't know, who cannot, because there are lots of people who it takes time for them to grasp. So it's okay. You say, and then one day I was chanting in a group. So one person told me, why don't you say Ram first? I said,
Hmm.
because it is, and I explained. And then she said, finally, I can hear Ram, Ram more than Krishna. Because Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he said, I can hear only Ram. I said, okay, fine. You grasp whatever you can and chant. Finally, you will come to the right path.
Yeah, that's correct. This is the beauty of the holy name. It can, it doesn't matter whether you're consciously or unconsciously chanting it. The holy name will liberate. And that's why the holy name is even more powerful than Krishna. Krishna will see, is this guy actually, he's actually thinking about me or is thinking about Maya? But the holy name won't care. Holy name, you chant the name of Krishna and you've got the mercy of Krishna. So this is the beauty of the holy name.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Prabhupada Gaura Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Surendra Babu.
Yes, can I recite one verse in glorification
Yes,
to Madhavendra Puri, please?
yes, please.
From Prem Dham Deva Stotram, one verse of glorification of Madhavendra Puri Pad. Yes?
Thank you.
Yes. Madhavendra Vipralambha Mathureshtamananam Prema Dhama Drishta Kama Purva Kunja Kananam Gokulari Goshta Gopa Gopika Priyankaram Prema Dhama Devameva Nomi Gaura Sundaram Prema Dhama Devameva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. In this verse is Gauranga Mahaprabhu is expressing that the deep, the mood of deep separation in love for Sri Krishna, which Madhavendra Puri experienced. Yeah, this the conjugal love mood was started by Madhavendra Puri.
Mm.
Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he said that Lord Chaitanya stated that the mood of deep separation that Madhavendra Puripad was able to taste, as depicted in the following beautiful verse spoken first by Srimati Radharani, is a zenith point and desirable object of pure devotion.
Mm.
With the verse you mentioned, Aidina Dayadra Natha He, Mathura Natha Kadavalokshase, Hridayam Twadaloka Kataram, Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomi Aham. So this was first spoken by Srimati Radharani, this verse. So, O my Lord, O most gracious Master, O Master of Mathura, when will I see you again?
Mm.
Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? After the Lord entered into Vraja, that is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the background stage where pastimes of pure love are enacted, he became overwhelmed to his heart's full satisfaction. The Lord was charmed to see the beautiful gardens and forest groves that served as his playground for spiritual pastimes in the previous era, that is Dwapara.
Mm.
While visiting the 12 forests of Vrindavan, the Lord, that is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, exhibited various different dealings with the cowherd boys and maidens. I offer my obeisances to that beautiful golden Lord, Gauranga Sundara, the divine form of Krishna Prema. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Thank
Very
you.
good. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Otherwise, we can chant the Nishinga Kavach. And yesterday's satsang was amazing, actually, that Nishinga Kavach, when we went through it. So, really, really good.
I think
Okay.
we should do it again, chanting all together.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Mm.
really good. And tomorrow, we're going to look at, because it's coming up to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's
Yes.
past
Yeah.
appearance on Sunday, we
Mm.
just want to look at the Vedic literatures which confirm that he's non-different from Krishna, because it's a little surprising for people. And I must say, for me, myself, it took me a long time to come to terms about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being non-different from Krishna. But if we look at the scriptural references and evidence, then it just becomes a little bit easier to understand. So tomorrow we look at the scriptures.
Yeah. And if you've got time, say something about Chaitanya Charitamrita, please.
Yeah, we can, definitely.
If if it fits within our time limit.
No, that's fine. Yes.
Alright.
And I'm hoping actually after the Bhagavatam, we dive into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So anyway, I need to get a move on about the Bhagavatam. We'll never get to the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes. Now, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Naliban. That's encouraging. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's